Okay, today I thought you may be interested in seeing what it takes to put a late model engine in an old Cadillac. I've got a 47 Cadillac here that I've been working on for a number of years. I've installed a 2006 Northstar VVT V8 engine. It's fuel injected, 4-cam variable valve time engine with a lot of electronics. And what I thought I'd do is maybe show you what it takes to get one of these to run. Right here you have the air intake leads down to a mass airflow sensor. On this car I put it up front for cold air induction. So it has a heated mass airflow sensor. It goes into the electronic throttle body. This is a drive-by-wire car. There's a number of other sensors on here. There's a manifold map sensor on here. As you can see from the front of this engine, this is an exhaust camshaft. This is an intake camshaft. There's one on each side. On top of that, there's a sensor that tells it the camshaft position on both of those. There's actuators that actually run the camshaft. When you get to the top of the engine, it's got the standard injectors, fuel rail on this particular engine. There is no return line. The fuel pressure is adjusted at the back with a fuel pressure regulator. So I've installed a fuel line here, high pressure tank in the back that runs off of a regular electric pump that's in the tank. I'm going to go ahead and lift this off. This is just a cover over the cylinders. As you can see, there's each cylinder has a coil-on plug on this particular one. There's also oxygen sensors in each pipe. This has Cadillac converters on it yet, and so right in front of the Cadillac converter there's a oxygen sensor. This is a plastic intake manifold. Underneath it's the crankshaft sensor and also the knock sensors. This is a very sophisticated engine. I think it's going to do well. It's 350 horse. What came out of this car was actually 150 horse flathead, 348 cubic inches. This is only 271. I was going to just show you what I had to do to make this thing run. I'll give you guys an idea of what I did. This is actually the radio that's out of a 1947 Cadillac. I want it to look original when you look in the car. However, what I ended up doing was taking all the inside out of the radio. I've installed the computer. You can see some fuses on the left that run to the computer. There's the ECM power, the odd and even coils, and I've got fuel pump, mass airflow sensor, and the heated oxygen sensors are also fused. I just got this temporarily wired because I was wanting to make sure I had all the wiring correct before I tried it in the car. So here's my original Cadillac key switch, and all I've got to do to make that work is I have to do hot with the key on. Comes on, I can hear the fuel pump running. I don't know if you guys can or not. And this particular car uses a start button. So if all goes well, I'll grab my starter button here. I'm gonna hit the start button. Go. We have her running. Obviously I'm not going to run it very long because I don't have the radiator and stuff hooked up, but I was doing this mostly to make sure I had oil pressure. I have a scanner hooked up. I don't see any codes. Everything looks good. But if you're willing to try a project like this, it takes a lot of time, a lot of wiring. I had to have some help from Alan Johnson at Hot Rod Fabricators, and he has a whole setup. He actually supplied me with the wiring harness, computer, throttle body, the mass airflow sensor that was all program for this particular engine. I thought you might enjoy seeing what it takes to make one of these run.